approach would you guys take in playing a game? Would you go the ruthless route or the empathetic route? Because this is something I've been asking myself. And I literally, when I tell you that I need to get to the conclusion of this because I don't know. As I said, I've been obsessing over like Squid Games at the moment. I'm obsessing. And it's because I think it's real. I think it's real. I think this is exactly how the world is. I think this is exactly how people would actually act. I think this is exactly how, I just think that it's literally a metaphor for society of today. And, you know, proof of how people react in the actual situations versus how they think they will react or what they were saying or how things change when different things are on the table. And what I want to talk about is not even the money element, because y'all know that I hate money. I hate it. I'm more just thinking about winning at a game. And like, I know that like in games with other people, it's really hard for me to choose, right? Because I was talking about double-mindedness yesterday. It's really hard for me to choose which strategy of how I'm going to play a game. Because on the one hand, there isn't any game that I feel like is worth destroying people's, like hurting people, basically. Like I wouldn't want to hurt anybody mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually in any way. It's not worth it, right? Just for the sake of winning. It's so not worth it, obviously. On the other hand, that becomes a weakness in playing games, because it's like, I would love, like I was thinking, I would actually love to find a game, like to play any one of these games, right? Whether it's Squid Games, whatever, maybe not Squid Games, but you get what I'm saying. I love to be in a game with other humans where we've all signed up and we've all said, I feel like this is the only option of the game I could play, basically is where I'm going with this. We've all said, we're all playing ruthlessly, like no sympathy needed, play your best game, because I'm so bored like of like playing games and then people taking it seriously. And when I say this, like in playing games, I'm talking about just like throughout my life, even just competing at stuff, like people get really in their feelings. For me, if I lose at anything, I lost. The right person won. That's why I try not to even be a sore loser, even if I think that, oh, I could have had this, I could have done that. I didn't. I'll just take it on the chin and move on. I didn't do enough to win that day. Doesn't matter what things came crossed, what paths crossed or what things happened, or even if they cheated or whatever. If I'm going to win, I want my win to be fair and square, and I don't need to, like, it's not a thing like that, right? But I just find it so annoying that, like, when you play games, you have to be so empathetic. I know that sounds horrible, but it's the truth. I hate that, like, I have to, oh, maybe I won't be, because people have said to me before, like, oh, you're ruthless, like, and I'm like, and it's ironic because actually one of my names is Ruth, so how can I be ruthless when I'm Ruth? Yeah, how about that? Like, you're so ruthless, and I'm like, I'm not being ruthless, I'm playing a logical game, because in my head, this is the game, this is the best strategy. It's not that I don't care about your feelings, it's that I'm looking at the game, and I'm playing the game with the best strategy that I can play it. Like, do you see what I'm saying? And it's something that's actually really frustrating me, because I need to come to a conclusion, because I realize it's part of something that I'm wrestling through, because I'm like, in a lot of situations, I find myself presented with an opportunity where I could just absolutely destroy the other person in one way or another, right? Whether that could be competitive, that could be whatever, like, and I'm just like, oh. You know, this is why, and I hate to say it like this, but it's the truth. Oh, hold on. This is why CEOs and like a lot of really highly successful people tend to have sociopathic or psychopathic tendencies or diagnoses, because that lack of remorse and the lack of empathy helps them to make decisions that other people wouldn't make because of the sake of the team. Because like, I was thinking about this when I was watching all these different things, right? And I was thinking to myself, if I'm now faced in a situation, to me, to me, I find it unfair that, like, who would play to the best and does want to make it to the end and does want to win, I find it annoying that I would, like, be expected to I would be on another team with others, because what I've realized is the team element actually is something I hadn't thought enough about, right? As in like how the type of team that you have, how it affects whatever you're doing. So like the team aspect is kind of like, if I'm on okay, let me set an option, right? An example. If I'm playing with somebody else at a game, I'm in the game and I want to win, or I have to win. Let's say we both have really good reasoning. We have equally good reasoning to be in this game. So let's say it is one of these kind of games, right? I say we both of us have a family member, the same family member that's the same age, with the same exact disease and the same exact numbers of days left to live if we don't win this competition, right? I'm playing with somebody else in this partnership, right? And I'm playing the game in such a way that I've decided I'm going to win, like, because that's what I tend to do. Once you just got to decide, because the mind is a powerful thing. So anyway, I've decided I'm going to win, but you are more concerned about making friends in this game here. Why is it wrong for me to be prepared to let you go, not unalive, but you know what I mean, be eliminated, whatever, knowing full well that you might just let us lose because you now have formed some bonds with people that we've known for a few days? Does that make sense? But that will be seen as ruthless. But to me, it's not. To me, that's logical, because you already don't have what it takes. Because in order to have what it takes, listen, this is my thing. Life has vicious people anyway. Like the devil himself, the losing team, as much as they're losers, they're very vicious. So it's like, you don't go and like, I'm trying to think. I have to find the right example, because the world is full of psychopaths now. People have the craziest pets. I was going to say you don't go and pet but people do now. You know, you got to understand sometimes that in order for you to like achieve something, you have to come up against the thing that you're going against, and you have to like actually be willing to match their energy. That's the best way I can put it. You have to be able to match their energy. Otherwise, they're going to eat you up. And so for me, I'm like, when I'm in these situations, and this is where, you know, sometimes existing in this planet is just so frustrating, because it's like, why is it seen that the person being like, oh, I made this friend 3 days ago, and I don't even know them, and they probably eliminate me, but when it came down to it, but I'm going to save them, risk that, and risk also my experience, what I'm looking for, because of that. But then I'm the ruthless one. But then where did your empathy get you? Because you're going to come to the end, you're still going to be eliminated, you're going to be the one worried about where you're going to get the money for these legal things, whereas I'm going to have done the damn thing for my family member. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to gauge is, I'm trying to figure out, I guess is what I'm trying to ask you guys as well, kind of. I'm trying to figure out, how do you know where to draw the line, and how do you know in what situations you use what approach? Because for me, the only time when I'm going to do the empathy route is I have to just be playing for fun, which is most of the time what I'm doing. But then again, it still makes it boring, because I'm like, why can't we all just like, can I just say, shout out to the winning team once again, because I went to a gaming cafe with a couple of you guys in London, and it was like the first time, and I think maybe forever, that I played against people that were like, we don't care, let's just go ham. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. So I really enjoyed that. And I was just like, oh, this is what dreams are made of. That song just came into my head, the one from the Lizzie McGuire movie. But yeah, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I love situations like that. And I find it gutting that people take things so seriously, like, basically is what I'm saying. Because it is serious, but like, if we're going to be serious about it, like, let's be logical, and like, let's make this fun in a way that we're playing with excellence, as opposed to making it serious and like, you either trying to cheat, because like, I'm not going to try to cheat. I don't want to win from cheating. A win from cheating for me, and this is another thing I don't get, another group of people I don't understand, people that cheat like in competitions and things. To me, it doesn't matter what the world thinks. If I know deep down, even if I didn't believe in God, I know, and obviously God knows, that this isn't really my win, and that's just not good enough. Like I said, if I'm going to win, I want to have earned it, and I want to have earned it properly. But yeah, that's another group of people I don't understand, people that cheat. People that take it seriously in terms of like, oh, you didn't have to be that brutal, or oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is one of the things I noticed in the Sidemen games I was telling you about when I watched the Sidemen Among Us, which is another thing I'm literally waiting for them to upload. The 2-hour Among Us that we were promised was coming in January. Anyway, it's one of the things that I find funny watching them, because you see, like I've said to you guys before, a couple of members of the group, like the trajectory of how they play has changed quite a lot from the beginning. Because at the beginning, there was a couple of them who would have a really strong game, and a couple of them who would just let themselves be psyched out. And then you'd have KSI, who just does whatever because he's just there for the sake of entertainment, As in, like, I feel like he feels like that's his best gameplay in life. Is like, I'm just gonna, And what I realized is that over time, some of the couple of the guys started to not play as well as they used to, for the sake of the feelings of the ones who are feeling destroyed. And it's so annoying, because the ones who are feeling destroyed, I wish instead would use it as inspiration to get better. Like, when I play games with people, like, and I play something I've never played before, right? Even when if it comes to something that's not a game, but it's just something else competitive, I always say to people, like, go 100% from the beginning. Like, don't start me out easy, because I feel that I'm going to learn so much quicker if I'm seeing you at your strongest and I can observe how you're moving at your strongest. I'm going to learn so much quicker than you baby stepping me along the way. And again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I would prefer somebody, and I say it to people, it happens to me all the time, where I would start something and people at first, they'll be like, just playing a game at me at something, I'll be like, go as hard as possible. Like, go as hard as possible. Play as your best game that you can possibly play. And then they won't do it, because they'll obviously assume that I'm going to say that and I'm not going to mean it, which again is so annoying. This is what I'm saying. This planet is really the bane of my existence, is the existence itself, right? So people do not do it anyway, because they think I'm not saying what I mean, when I'm actually saying exactly what I mean. And then the game will be kind of boring. I won't really be progressing. And then at some point they'll be like, yeah, we don't have to whatever, because I know you said to go hard, but I just thought I would do it easier because I don't want to. And I'm like, just follow what I said. And if I can get people to actually do that, it takes a couple of rounds of a game, or a couple of whatevers of whatever. It could even be a sport even. And I'm like soaring up, nearly as good as them. And they're like, how have you improved so much in such a short space of time? And I was actually trying that time. And I'm like, exactly, because I told you to do that, because that was actually what's going to help me. Oh, gosh. I can't stand this place. No wonder I'm steaming hot right now, even though like the window's open and whatever, but I digress. So I'm trying to figure out where the balance is here. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out myself, like, what's the approach? Sorry, it's got so dark all of a sudden. It's because the sun is setting. What's the acceptable approach in these scenarios? I would like to know. Because for me, I'll be honest, I'm getting bored of having to just, oh yeah, let's baby along. Oh, you little lamb. I'm getting so sick of that. So unbelievably sick. And that's why there's a lot of things I don't want to do if I'm going to have to, like, if I'm ready to play, like aggressively at this game of life, I'm going to find it so boring I find it so boring being alone and doing that, basically. That's what I'm trying to say here. And I find it so boring and annoying that just coddling people's feelings is considered the smart move. Because can I say why as well? Can I be really honest, especially when it comes to the game of life? There's actually a reason why I say that. Because if we all cuddle, all of us, when we come up against an enemy, no one's going to be strong enough to take on the enemy, which is where we're at, unfortunately, especially in the body of Christ, unfortunately, right? And number two, if we want to make a defense against people that are that strong, how are we going to go out on the attack when we're not even strong enough to attack? So at some point, somebody has to play the ruthless game, even on the winning team, even on the good side. Am I wrong? You guys tell me, because I'm just saying, like, because I'm thinking about this whole game and I'm thinking about what's happening, and I feel like as far as what's happening, obviously we win overall because of Jesus, praise Jesus, right? But I'm feeling like we're just standing here, like in life, the idea is you just stand there and allow yourself to be shot at, even if you're watching the people beside you and yourself all being taken out, because if you're the one who starts shooting, it's like, oh, why? Well, we don't do that because you're being, whatever. You didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to react that way. It's always we just take whatever the life gives at you and be empathetic and sorry for somebody. Like, we don't have the time. If we all stand there, no one actually does the uncomfortable thing, then we're just going to be stuck. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to be stuck and we're just going to be taken out. You know, and I remember when I was this is so funny that it's popped up into my head right now, but I remember when I was younger, I used to always have this dream. It was like a recurring dream that I had. And I'm wondering if I'm having like a full circle moment about these dreams, because I always used to wonder why I would have them. And in this dream, what always happens is it would be the end of the world dream, and it would be like a doomsday kind of dream. As in like everything would be over, and like, and it would always end that it would be like me and my mom and my brothers would be at me, my mom, my brothers would be like the last 3 people on earth. And my mom would always say, guys, this is it. Like, this is it. Like, we're out now. Like, this is the end of everything. And I always used to feel like, and I'm realizing it now because it's kind of how I'm feeling right now. In the dreams, I always used to, because the world would always end in a completely different way. So like one of the times it was like, there was like a flood and like the water was just rising and like we were just on the last like little piece of this like wooden deck and we were about to be overcome. One other time it was like a military thing and it was all like these big dunes and like there was explosions happening and all these things, right? But it would always end with my mom going, guys, this is it. And I would feel so frustrated that like, how is this the end? Like, how are we not able to do something else? How are we not risen up against whatever it is that's that's making this happen? And it would frustrate me so much. And that's how I feel like right now. Like, I just feel like that's how it is in society. Like, it's just guys, this is it. Like, this is it. This is how the world is going to be. This is how life is. That's how society thinks. This is how life is. This is just how it works. This is just, and then it gets heinous when you start to say things like, this is Hollywood. This is just Hollywood. This is just how we do it. This is just it. Or even like what a lot of, of the adult population likes to say when when encountering some of us from the younger age group, right? When they like to say, well, we had this and we turned out fine. And it was like that for us when we were at school. So why does it need to be any different now? And it's like, yeah, it does. But we've seen the results and the results of the problem that's showing us that there's a problem here. You're not the problem, but you're the result proving that there was a problem. And there was a lot of things that used to just be normal. There was like people used to just smoke more casually. People used to take a lot of drugs that weren't even considered to be, they weren't even illegal. Domestic violence was normalized. And doing horrible things to children. Sometimes something needs to change, and sometimes the change has to come from a strong shift in another direction. Sometimes it just has to be that way. It's like when you see somebody like steering a ship, right? Or like steering a boat. It's not going to do well if you're just going like this and moving the wheel in all this little way. While you got the waves and the whole ocean moving the boat like this and this. And you're trying to turn and you're like, no, even in a car, you got to spin that freaking wheel if you want to turn around. If you want to make a turn, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway. These are my frustrations. At the moment, I'm just thinking, how do we do this? Because there has to be a shift in the gameplay. Like, it can't be just, let's always be sympathetic for whatever. Because listen, all that's going to happen is that we're just all going to end up dead. And that's actually what the devil wants to do anyway. That's the point. If we're all just weak, we're all just, let's not rock the boat. Let's not this, let's not whatever. Imagine you're on a ship and you're about to go straight into an iceberg. What are you going to do? Tell the captain, please don't rock the boat. You're going to hope he spins that boat. Or shit, you're going to hope they spin that boat. And they drive off quickly. Sometimes we need the boat to be spun. Sometimes we need to rock. We need more than rocking the boat. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm thinking like to myself. That like, I don't know where you draw the line. Yes, we have to be empathetic. We have to be, hearing out people's feelings and people's perspectives. But also there comes times where we have to recognize that if something needs to be done, it needs to be done. Otherwise, we are actually doomed. Otherwise, everything will actually come to an end. And honestly, now that I've talked about it in this video, I'm now realizing that is the devil's exact plan. Get us to be so inactive and so in agreement, the societal contract of, like I just said, don't rock the boat. If you rock the boat will be rocked and then the people will have to, no. We're not doing that no more, everyone. No. Because it's just allowing for, while he's going out there guns blazing, no problem with, wreaking havoc on earth. And we're out here doing, oh, well, let's not. It's like when Christians are like, let's not talk too much about this. Maybe let's deal with this in a different way. I know what you were saying, but can we deal with this in a different way? Is the devil dealing with us in a different way when he wants to put people on blast, or when he wants to come against Jesus? Is the devil doing this the simple way when he's using the name of Christ as a slur and talking down on the name of Jesus? Is he doing it the little is he coddling us? Is he coddling us? Is he coddling our little feelings? No, he's shooting at us like with cannons. So I'm over it. I'm realizing now that it's just really, this place is just, you know what I mean? Like, what are we really doing, and what are really our goals at this stage? I'm just trying to understand, because it seems like we all want to say we're all for this, and we're all justice led, and we all want to see progression in society, and we all want to believe in good people and good things. But when the things that need to be done are being done, even in a way that makes people uncomfortable, all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's all recoil away and hide away, because now this is uncomfortable for me. Now I'm uncomfortable. Even though it's like to be the equivalent of going to the hospital, right? Your leg is falling off, but you just want to sit there with your leg falling off because it's going to be uncomfortable to go under surgery. It's going to be uncomfortable to have your different parts of your leg stitched back together. You wouldn't go and sit there and just have your leg just dingle dangling. But then when it comes to, you see, I'm just so, I can, oh my gosh, I don't know what is going through my head in this month, but I got past my point of tolerance, if you will, of just all of this. Because at the end of the day, we either figure it out and start playing the devil at his own game and playing it better, or we just stand here. We may as well just stand here and do nothing. We may as well just say nothing. Heck, we may as well just keep our mouths shut and just let everything in entropy have its way. Because, anyways, you guys, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that thought there. But yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts about the gameplay thing, because I've realized that I don't know that I can do the over sympathetic thing anymore. I don't know that I can do that, genuinely, because like it's just not helping anyone. And yes, it might make people uncomfortable, might even make you uncomfortable to hear me say something like that. But guess what? It's going to be the same people feeling uncomfortable that are going to be the same people benefiting. And that's how it always goes. That's how it is when you're a winner. As if life's a yellow space, when God bless you all, God loves you, I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. And even on the note of me saying that I love you, that's a way that I actually show my love. Standing up for people is standing up for justice and trying to actually be the voice and take on the difficult tasks that maybe others don't want to do. That is a part of me sharing my love with the world, like, and with people. That's a part of it. Like, I'm doing it because I'm happy to be the one to do it for the most part. It would just be nicer for, I think, and I think it's fair to say, it would be nicer for, in a lot of ways, for it to just feel a bit more worth it, you know? But yeah, anyways, you guys, that is one of my ways of showing love. And I'm not going to be I am also the, I am very, actually, let's not go down that road, whatever. We'll leave it there. With flags again, let's page. God bless you. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you next one.